Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing my February wrap up. I did not stick to my TBR at all. It just didn't happen. February is a very busy month for me, with it being Black History Month. There was a ton of things going on, so I didn't really get to read the way I wanted to. And then when I could read, I would sort of just sneak in an audiobook because it was the easiest thing to do. And on top of that, there were 2 arcs that I needed to finish before the end of the month, so it didn't go according to plan. But here's what I read. First book that I read was The Mistress Next Door. I had an arc of this. This book came out on February 15th. It's about a woman who is starting to realize that someone from her past is out to get her for something that she did when she was younger. She doesn't know who it is. She doesn't know why they waited so long to come after her. But the way that this person is coming after her also has an impact on her children. So she's trying to figure it out, but at the same time, she's not sure who she can trust. This book to me was very reminiscent of The Couple Next Door by Shari LaPena. If you like that, or you're a fan of Lifetime movies like I am, then I definitely think that you would like this. I ended up rating it 4.5 stars. It was almost a 5-star, but the ending kind of fell flat for me, but otherwise I would recommend it. Next, I read Blackmail and Bibinka. This was a buddy read with Robin. This is book 3 in the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Cozy Mystery Series. I rated this 4.5 stars as well. I'm really enjoying the series. I'm so excited for the next one that's supposed to be coming out later this year. The cover reveal was a little while ago. I'm not really going to talk about the synopsis of this one, obviously, because it's the 3rd book in the series and I don't want to give anything away, but I'm having such a great time. If you like cozy mysteries, then I definitely recommend this one. This follows a Filipino family and the family aspects and the food and the friendship and the representation. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to read the next one, and thank you, Rachel, for sending this to me for my birthday. Next, I read a very random audiobook. I found this one on Scribd, and I did not realize that it was the 3rd book in a romance companion novel series. However, it was just okay for me, and I am not going to go back and read the other 2, but I read Mechanics of Love by Mika James. This is a sapphic Black love returning to my hometown type story, so if that's up your alley, definitely recommend. I think that if I had read them in order, I probably would have liked it a little more. But starting with this one and not having a little bit more context in the background, I didn't like the main character, and I didn't like the way that she treated her love interest. I just feel like Remy deserved better, and I feel like Irene just wasn't handling the entire situation properly. I understand why some of her actions happen, but I'm really not a fan of the whole I'm mean to you because I like you thing, and that trope was very heavy in this book and I didn't like it. I've also realized that I like groveling, and so basically Irene did not grovel enough, and I think that Remy forgave her too quickly. Then I finished another arc that will have been released on February 28th. This was originally supposed to be released in March, and the date got pushed up, which I feel like never happens. But it was The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. This is the first in a new adult fantasy series. I was really excited to get an arc of this, especially because Deshauna had read an arc and reviewed it and loved it. And I went to find the arc and it was unavailable, but they put it back up, so it was fine. I ended up rating this 4 stars. So I am not a pirate person or a sea voyage kind of gal, so I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about those elements, and I think that I rated it 4 stars, but that I'm gonna like the next one more. I think where we ended is really exciting. I should probably explain what it's about. Amina is a retired pirate. She's been retired for 10 years now, and she has a daughter. She lives sort of secluded with her mother and her daughter, and then this random woman shows up and is like, I need you to come out of retirement because I need you to find my granddaughter. Prior to her retirement, Amina was pretty legendary with her adventures and the way that she's able to outsmart other people and the riches that she's found, and that's why this grandmother has come to her specifically. That's all I'll say. I haven't actually read the synopsis, so I don't know how far that goes. I don't think I gave anything away though. I did think that the beginning was a little slow, but it made sense because she hasn't been doing this for 10 years and she sort of needs to regather her crew. So we kind of watched all of that, and I did really like the characters. I like the relationships between all the characters, and I'm really excited to see where it goes next. I'm not sure if this is going to be a trilogy or longer. It has the potential to be longer with what happens at the end and what it's setting up for. So I'm really interested to see where she takes it, but I definitely recommend. I wouldn't say that I loved it more than City of Brass, even though I didn't love the ending of that trilogy, but I do think that it has potential to be another favorite. And the last book that I read was one that I had been saying that I was gonna read for a very long time. I finally read Sinful Vow by Asia Monique. This is the first book of the Mafia Misfits series, which is a series about Black mafias, and I am obsessed. I loved this book so much. I owe Heather a public apology. You were right. I should have picked this up much sooner, and I took way too long, and it's my own fault, and I'm sorry. In this one, we are following an arranged marriage between two families, and the female main character, Lucia, she is a fucking badass. I love her so much. And then Enzo's great, but the only reason that I didn't give it a full 5 stars is because he did something kind of towards the end that I did not like, and like the way that whole situation unfolded just didn't really sit well with me. But literally, I started reading it, and from the prologue in chapter 1, I was hooked, and I was like, oh fuck, I fucked up. I should have read this much sooner. And I can't even read the next one yet because I don't have it downloaded already, and I have to finish Read What You Own, and that includes not getting more Kindle books. So I'm hesitant to say that I like mafia romances, but I definitely like this one at least. And it is a Kindle Unlimited book. It's independently published, so there were some typos, and it's annoying, but like not so much so to the point where I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Like, no, it's worth it. I really don't even care. I'm so happy that I finally read it. I literally read it in what, like 36 hours. It's so good. It's so good. I was not expecting to love it so much, and I can't wait to read the next one. I feel like I'm just rambling and gushing now, so I don't even know if I really accurately explained what it was about, but arranged marriage is kind of all you need to know. So that is what I read in February. Let me know if you have read any of these or if they are on your TBR. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.